So here I am, I finally made it to Prohair Clinic SMP division. We're about an hour north of Brussels in Belgium. It's been a long trip. I finally got some rest, which is nice, but I'm ready to go in. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do their technique. You know, they were one of the first clinics to be trained by Beauty Medical in tricopigmentation. They've been doing this for about 3 years now. And so we're going to go inside and check it out and see how they're doing it. All right, so let's go. So I'm here with Bart from Prohair Clinic, and they have started an SMP division, or tricopigmentation. They started that back in 2012, and they've made a lot of investment in time and refining their skills, and they've gotten to the point where they're pretty much the best known tricopigmentation clinic in Northern Europe. And so we've got Bart here with us. And thank you for coming, and thanks for having me here, I guess. And just want to talk to him a bit more about the operations and just learn some more. So what can you tell me about the operations that you have going on now?
Well, as you said, Joe, we started out back in 2012, and I'll tell you a little story about how I found out, because to be honest, I didn't know anything about tricopigmentation before 2012. So we have a lot of Italian patients coming in for hair restoration.
Yeah.
And one day we had a patient and we shaved his head, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but there's something about this guy's hair. I couldn't really figure it out.
Yeah.
And I said, he's got a lot of hair. Why is he coming here? So I went up really close. It took really, I had to go really that close to actually see that it's not real hair, it's pigmentation. So I was really amazed, and I asked him, you know, where did you get this from? He said, well, I had this procedure done in Milan with Beauty Medical, and that stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is great. So actually a couple of days later I was on the phone, and I think it was about 2 months later when we took the entire team up to Milan for training, and yeah, that's how it all started.
It's a good story, and it kind of reminds me of like when I first discovered Beauty Medical and tricopigmentation in the same year as March of 2012, when I'd been seeing these good results and asked them, they said Beauty Medical, and so it's a similar story, and we both recognize the quality of it. So tell me about the training that you had from Beauty Medical down in Milan.
Okay, it went very smooth in such that we flew the entire team over to Milan, and the girls had training by Milena Lardi herself, and you know, she developed this whole technique. It went very smooth. She's great in explaining how this works and what to do, what not to do, and she actually came back to Belgium twice afterwards to, you know, continue her training with us.
Okay.
Yes, that was awesome.
Interesting. So that was kind of like a continued education.
Absolutely.
To was it to make sure that you guys knew what you're doing, or was it to show you new things that were going on?
There were several things. There were some new techniques coming out. There was a new machine coming out.
Okay.
And also she wants to do some quality control.
Okay.
Actually, that's very logical because they have a product, and you know, they want to have people doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And she came and checked it out.
That's what I like about the way that they're developing this technique, or have developed this technique, is that they have very high standards for not just you know, who's performing the procedure, because they are selective in who they train, but also they make sure that the evolution of the process is shared by all. So if she comes up, or when she comes up with new variations on the technique or new techniques entirely, she's staying on top of it with the Beauty Medical partner clinics to make sure that they have the same information, so there's uniformity and consistency.
Exactly. Yeah. As you know, Joe, we have a 10-year experience, or a bit more, doing hair restoration, and that kind of gave us the edge. For example, what is very, very important is the hairline.
Yeah, of course.
Now, okay, hairlines are like the finishing touch of a hair transplant. Of course, we have a lot of experience doing that, and that was brought over from the hair restoration department. So we have two separate divisions now. One is just dealing with hair restoration, and a separate team just doing SMP.
Yeah.
Tricopigmentation.
And that's for the consistency of the product, because just like with hair restoration, you have to perform the procedure almost on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
To stay fresh and stay on top of it and to
Exactly.
not become stagnant.
Exactly.
So that's good. And it brings up another point about the quality of tricopigmentation in general, is that you'll be finding this mainly in hair transplant clinics only, because Milena understands, and of course the clinics understand, that their experience with working with real hair is a massive advantage compared to the permanent SMP clinics, where you have some sort of ink artist, I don't know what they call themselves, some sort of technician, that doesn't really have that kind of experience in their background. So having the surgical side of things transferred over to the tricopigmentation side of things, I think, is a fantastic advantage.
And both techniques are very complementary.
Yeah.
You know, you can do filling up effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for some candidates, some people who are not hair transplant candidates, you can offer them another solution, shave and look. I mean, it's just a wonderful addition to our arsenal of opportunities.
And that's represented in two of the interviews I'm doing. One is with a patient of yours that had thickening effect after he had an unsatisfactory procedure or hair transplant from another clinic.
Mm-hmm.
He came to you looking for repair, and you guys didn't think it was wise to move forward with another surgery, but that tricopigmentation for thickening would be beneficial.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you, I mean, talking to him in this interview, the guy's really happy.
Yeah.
And what I liked about him is you can feel it and see it in his face that he's really satisfied with it. So that's nice. And then the other one wasn't a candidate at all, and he's opting for the shaved effect, and he's actually getting his procedure done right now.
Right now. So we're going to have a look at him.
Yeah.
In a couple of minutes. It's almost finished.
Yeah.
Cool.
And talk to him about his experience and see what he says about it.
Hello, my name is Kenny. I'm here at the Prohair clinic in Belgium. I'm going to have a tricopigmentation.